much for watching our podcast, Real Estate Insider, where America goes for funding. Your direct nationwide lender. Give us a call, text my office, 832-431-6331. We do commercial, residential, private lending for the last 20 years. And we do direct lending, correspondent lending, mortgage brokering, syndications, everything from Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, hard money, bridge loans, no documentation. So, we're here as your lender, your source for finance to help you to get the funding. So we really appreciate all of you guys tuning in and watching the channel. Remember, you can give us a call or text us. We're open 7 days a week, 832-431-6331. You can also click on the links down below to get signed up to enroll. There's no cost for enrollment. There's no contract. There's no hard credit check. Usually just takes a few minutes to enroll, and then we can normally have a meeting with you within a week to go over all the different options, see what programs are going to be best to be able to help you. We basically assign you to one of our senior lenders. They meet with you, build out your file, and develop a relationship with you. And then we look at all the different possibilities about what we can do to help you and find out what's going to be the best program for you. And then from there, you get pre-approved. You get a pre-approval letter from us or a proof of funds. We give you a quote or a term sheet. And then we start processing the loan. It usually takes, about 3 to 4 weeks to process and close the loan. Pretty much every loan that we do will require an appraisal. So that's really the opportunity and how we can help you to get this done. And so tonight we're going to be talking about our DSCR Construction Loans. One of the hottest loan programs in America right now is DSCR, basically investor cash flow, rental property, no doc loans, where you can do purchase or refinance, cash out, fix and flip with no money down, 100% financing, no income, no employment. You can close in your LLC. And a very hot program right now is the construction loan. And basically you can use the DSCR for the construction loan to build rental properties. A lot of investors are doing this because it is very hard to find a good deal that has a lot of equity. And so whether you usually have to have, somewhat underground contacts, either through off-listing, market through brokers or through banks, and a lot of people don't have access to that. And the space has become a lot more competitive to purchase properties. So a lot of people, because of what you're looking for in your investor is a lot of embedded equity in the property. And when there's more competition, that equity erodes because more people bid up the price of the home. So what ends up happening is that something that would have had 30 or 40% equity now has 10 or 15% equity, and a lot of people aren't really interested in that. So the alternative, which is happening right now, instead of doing fix and flip, or trying to find value add properties, is build to rent and DSCR rental property, DSCR construction loan. So you buy the land where you already own the land, you're building subdivision, you're building houses, and then you're refinancing 2 DSCR loans, and you're keeping those properties and turn them into rental properties. And then you're basically, if you look at it like this, okay, it's real simple. That let's say you have 20 lots, okay, and that you build those homes, and the value of those 20 homes is $10 million. All right. Now your loan that we give you is going to be for 6 or 7 million, right? And now it's 2025, and you're going to lease this out. That your payment to us, let's just say, is $50,000 a month. You're going to lease this thing out for $80,000 to $90,000 a month and make 40 grand profit. Now what's happened is that your tenant is paying down the loan for you. You don't have to pay down the loan on all these properties. Now it's 2025 and 2035. This $10 million portfolio is probably going to be worth about $17 to $18 million. So that's the thinking, is that your tenants are reducing your debt. And also at that time, in 10 years, you're probably going to owe about, let's just say, $4 million. And the value is going to be $18 million. So now you have this abundance of equity. You can sell the portfolio, you can cash out, or you can pass it to your heirs, your family. But it's really a no-brainer why the DSCR, whether it's the BRRRR method or DSCR rentals or DSCR construction, it makes a lot of sense for the long term. I mean, you have to be, obviously thinking about the right location, the right type of property. You have to have experience, or whoever you're hiring, the building has to have experience with building properties. So it's not just as simple as, a one, two, three. There is a lot of thought and complication, a lot of strategy, a lot of planning, but it's worth it. And here, we want to be, telling you what the opportunities are to impress upon you the ideas, so you can have alternative solutions to your day job to make more income, to realize wealth. And real estate is one of the biggest vehicles to realize economic wealth. So, and if you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to hit us down below. Share this with anyone. You can enable notifications. Don't forget to like that bell, subscribe. Anything that we can do to help you to add value. If you're an investor, you're trying to get a DSCR construction loan or a DSCR rental property, please reach out to us. We offer this nationwide, by the way. So you don't have to just do it in Texas or California or Florida. We offer it in all 50 states. And we also have asset-based DSCR loans too. Maybe you don't have the best of credit. So, that's the opportunity, is that you can get very wealthy. It's a great long-term plan. It makes sense to hold on to great real estate assets instead of selling them. Now, let's talk about some of the requirements for these, okay? Because, it all sounds good, but you have to qualify for these loans. They're not giving them out to everybody. All right, so the first thing is, if you're doing construction, ideally you have to have a 700 or higher credit score. Your middle credit score has to be 700 or higher. They want to see you have at least 6 months of reserve. So if you're getting $1 million loan and the payments, $8,000 a month, you have to have in the bank account 8 months, or 8,000 times 6 months, which is 48,000 of liquidity in your bank account. Okay, so that's the second part. The third part is that you have to have in a construction loan at least 15% of your own money, either in the form of land or your own cash, your own equity injection of 15% or greater into the project. So it's not zero down, it's not 100% financing. That's the third component. The fourth component is you have to have experience. You've had to build at least 3 homes in the past. All right. So this is not for a first-time builder. This is somebody that's built a house, at least 3 houses in the past. And if you haven't done that, then you need to partner up with somebody that has. If you don't have the money, then you need to raise the money, because I know that a lot of people have wishful thinking, and that they're hopeful and dreaming. That's good, but there's a reality. Lending is very realistic. Now, it is private lending, so there is some flexibility. You may not have 6 months of reserves. You might have 5 months. Well, that we can probably work with that. You may not have built 3 homes, but maybe you built 2, and maybe you did 1 fix and flip. So there's some flexibility there. Okay. But where it's not going to work is if you have no money, no credit, and never built a house, then it's not going to happen. And you got to be realistic about the expectations. Okay. So that's the thing. We want to be very transparent with you guys, so that way you're aware of what is possible. But if you do this, then you can either build 1 home, or you can build a whole subdivision of hundreds of homes, and we can do it in phases and stages for you. And you can also get a payment reserve, an interest reserve built through the loan, so you actually don't have to make any payments while you're doing the construction. You can also roll the closing cost in. The interest rates are right now around 10 to 11%. They're 1 to 2 year loans, interest only with no prepayment penalty. The closing costs are usually, anywhere from 3 to 4% of the loan amount rolled in. As I stated before, there's no prepayment penalty. If you own the land, your land is the down payment. So that's an awesome thing too. Usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks to close these loans. You can close in your LLC. You don't need tax returns. You don't need W-2s. You don't need pay stubs. You just have to have those main things. You do have to have a copy of the construction budget, the floor plan. So pretty straightforward stuff. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask me. It can be a new LLC. It doesn't have to be an existing LLC. It can be a newly formed LLC for the property. So it's an awesome program. The minimum loan amount is $200,000. There's no maximum loan amount. It can be a single property or a portfolio of properties. And we can also give you the DSCR loan once the construction is completed too. But those are going to be the main requirements. Like I said, 700 or higher credit score. You built at least 3 homes in the past, 6 months reserves, 15% of your own equity into the deal. Those are the main requirements to get the DSCR construction loan. We talked about the terms. Now the DSCR rates, once the construction is completed, those are around 6 to 7% right now. So understand that you're doing 2 closings here. The first one is a construction loan to give you the funding to build the property. And then the DSCR is a 30-year fix. You can do interest only on that for 10 years. But it's a 30-year fixed loan, close in your LLC. The rates are around 6 to 7%. You can go up to 80% of the value as long as your DSCR is 1-to-1. So what does 1-to-1 mean? That means that whatever the gross rents are, the market rents, the payment has to be less than or equal to the total rent that you're collecting. So if you're collecting $10,000 a month, your PITI, your mortgage with your taxes and insurance, has to be less than or equal to $10,000 a month. You can't have a negative DSCR. So that means that if your payment's $10,000 a month, you can't have a rent of $9,000 because then you'd be upside down $1,000, and that's not going to work for this. We do have negative DSCR programs, but that wouldn't work in this example. You're ideally, as an investor, you want to be making money on your properties and not losing money. And the lenders are obviously conscious of that, and they're not going to allow a loan to close if you're upside down at that high of a leverage. Now, if you have a lower leverage, like 60 to 70%, then the DSCR is irrelevant. But if you're going to 80% or whatever, then the DSCR is critical. So, but that's really the main components of these loan programs. And like I said, you don't have to have a job for this. So we don't check your personal income. We do check your personal credit, but the loan does close in an LLC on your EIN. It doesn't report to your personal credit. But if you own the LLC, you have to sign personally on behalf of the LLC as the personal guarantor. So, yeah, and if we can help you with any type of DSCR construction loan, like I said, don't be a stranger. Reach out to us, call, text my office, whatever I can do for you. We are open 7 days a week. You can text us at 832-431-6331. Like I said, all the links are down below to enroll, to get signed up, to get pre-approved. There's no hard credit check. There's no contract. Usually takes about a week or so to qualify you, and about 3 weeks or so, 3 or 4 weeks to close. Every loan that we do pretty much does require an appraisal. That's usually your only out-of-pocket expense. Some loans are different. So that's about the loan part. If you want to join us to become a loan partner, don't forget you can get signed up with Angelo Christian to become a loan partner to get paid for your referrals. That's an awesome program. Reach out to us about our loan partner. Send us an email. If you want to join our real estate university to become a top producer, a top closer with Angelo Christian, the links are down below. It's a platform that I built, how to become a top closer in real estate. It's over 1,000 hours of content. And you can learn how to become a closer in this business and become a top lender. Or if you just want to be part of our Amazon loyalty program, we have a rewards program. You can get free Amazon gift cards by joining our network. If you're a partner, a vendor, a customer, a broker, a builder, whatever, reach out to us. If you leave us a 5-star happy review on Google, by doing business with us, we'll hook you up with that free Amazon gift card. So don't forget about that. And don't forget to subscribe, enable notifications, like that bell. We need all the help and support that we can get with the channel. It means a lot to us for sure. So appreciate all of you guys tuning in and watching us. and we're just going to keep hustling, keep grinding out, doing what we're doing to help you guys to add value. So I really appreciate all of you guys checking everything out. Don't forget to subscribe, reach out to us, call or text my office so we can help you, the DSCR Construction, 832-431-6331. Thank you guys so much for watching the channel. We'll be back again next week. Take care and peace out. Stay strong.